Next on Good Taste. Oh, man.
Yeah.
We're toasting the return of one of Houston's award-winning chefs.
I come from Africa. I eat lots of meat.
But his vegan dishes are some of the best around.
Okay, I could convert to vegan for this.
Yeah, me too.
It's worth it.
Now, he and his son have formed a dynamic duo.
Chef Paul, he's absolutely amazing to work for. He's an inspiration.
See how his secret sauce takes your taste buds on a trip.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then, these long lines show why this barbecue is ranked tops in Texas.
It's a 10 out of 10, that's for sure.
This ninth-generation Texan puts plenty of Lone Star pride into every bite.
It's rich, it's smoky, it's fatty, it's sweet, it's salty. It's like all my favorite things in life.
And later,
Do you really eat eyeballs?
Yes.
it's not every day you find eyeballs on the menu. Literally.
It's actually not that bad.
Am I being punked? Is this a joke?
Good Taste starts right now.
Hi everyone, welcome to Good Taste. I'm Tanji Patton. Ready for your table? Here in Houston, there's no shortage of culinary heroes who set the table every day with spectacular dishes. We found a table that really stands out, thanks to the world-class chef behind it.
Cheers to the chef's table. Here, your culinary journey begins with a menu of flavors your taste buds will savor.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's an amazing restaurant.
The food is great.
Very delicious.
It's South African-style seafood, steak, pork, chicken, and more, all uniquely crafted by Chef Paul Friedman.
All right, now I'm ready. Now that I know we're doing serious food,
Yes.
we're ready.
He puts his own unique twist into every single dish, like this fantastic calamari.
The dishes are an explosion of flavor.
And this is one steakhouse where you can actually go vegan. Although Chef Paul admits that's a challenge for him.
I come from Africa. I eat lots of meat.
Paul's acorn squash is packed with delicious sautéed onions, garlic, jalapenos, chickpeas, mushrooms, and eggplant, then stuffed with his secret vegan chili. And Paul's trademark chakalaka sauce, topped with mango peach relish.
Oh, I love it. It's spicy and rich.
Seafood lovers, try the savory Cape Point Crossing, an amazing combo of prawns from South Africa, mussels from Australia, shrimp from the Gulf, calamari and scallops. It's all on a bed of rice, topped with a spicy garlic scampi sauce. Or try Paul's top seller, the 8-ounce Huguenot filet, fresh off the grill, topped with blue cheese, bacon, creamy chipotle, and a sweet raspberry sauce.
Playing with your taste buds.
You always play with the taste buds here, and that's what makes it so fun because you're tasting things you don't expect.
Right. You know, it's,
We first met this award-winning chef more than 10 years ago when his star was rising across the Bayou City. But in 2018, Chef Paul decided to walk away from it all, hanging up his apron. Then, 3 years later, Paul came roaring back.
What made you decide to get back into the chefing world?
what gave me the inspiration to do this again? Well, firstly, my son. I would never have done this if he wasn't involved. I tell you, that was the best 14 months of my life.
Paul's pride beams over his son Kyle's construction work. The ornate decor recalls the Art Deco of the Roaring '20s.
It's eye-catching. It's unique, and yeah, and it feels homey.
It's subtle, but it's still a little bit bold.
And why the Roaring '20s?
I think because I wanted to have to be something old and people could relate to, and then bring it to the modern day century. Just so proud of my son. He's done an amazing job.
Kyle first worked with his dad at a young age.
So you were working for him at
I
5?
was working for him at 5, and I was washing dishes and I can't say I liked it too much, but it was the only job I had.
Now, Kyle has made his mark by crafting this beautiful interior.
When he watches me cooking, it's like magic. When I watch him in construction, it's like magic. So
Yeah, because I have no idea how to do anything he does.
I'm very overwhelmed at the response we've gotten. And I cannot, it's hard for me to not be humbled. And to do this with my son, that was amazing. So I get teary-eyed, sorry, when I think about it, because it's, you know, you don't start off with such an amazing welcoming of the community, and people so excited that I'm back, that I'm doing this, and I didn't realize the impact that I'd made into the community. It's overwhelming, actually.
I've worked with Chef for over 10 years. I appreciate everything that he's done for me.
Chef Paul, he's absolutely amazing to work for. He's an inspiration. I always tell him he's more of a mentor than a boss.
Nowhere is that more apparent than in the kitchen.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe these one-of-a-kind ribs.
So what I'm doing is I'm using a combination of a sweet barbecue and a hickory rub. And so, yeah, I like to play with people's taste buds, you see. I'm then going to sear this in the oven. And after it cools down, I will then put it in a bath of water that is at 135 degrees, and it's going to sit in this water for 2 whole days.
It actually takes nearly 3 days for these ribs to reach your plate.
Wow, so when you order these ribs, you know a lot of love went into that, right?
Oh,
A lot.
you know, my heart, my soul, passion, everything.
Yeah.
It's all in there.
Believe me, one bite is worth the wait.
This is incredible. I don't think I've ever spent so much time tasting something. This is incredible.
Nice, isn't it?
But I will tell you, I think this is the most tender, both of these, the most tender ribs I've ever had.
Thank you.
Hands down. And flavor. This is incredible.
Thank you.
Chef Paul's deep-fried jerk snapper is like a culinary work of art.
I mean, instead of filleting the snapper off the bone, I've cut into the sides so to allow you just to pull it off when it's cooked so that you don't get any bones while you're eating the fish.
Ah, okay.
Once again, it's all about seasonings, flavors, and making sure nothing is overpowering.
Like everything here, the finished dish is filled with flavors and lots of love.
Well, incredible. The garlic comes through, the cream comes through, and there's a little kick of heat in there.
A restaurant is very difficult to operate. Reason being that you are only as good as your last meal. I don't think I fulfilled my legacy in the last venture that I was in, and I would like to do that.
You didn't quit.
No, I didn't. You can never quit, actually.
So, if you're looking for a world of flavors from a world-class chef, your table is ready and waiting.
It's just a beautiful restaurant with wonderful food. Everything was delicious.
And it's all really, really good.
You've got a great start on an amazing legacy.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, Tanji. It's so good to have you back.
Still to come, my personal picks to light up your holiday table in my wine finds. But first, that's fantastic.
See why Texas Monthly puts this Austin barbecue spot at the top.
It's delicious. It melts in your mouth.
You might want to lick your plate. Next.
Cisco, at the heart of food and service. Prepare your taste buds for liftoff.
Cheers.
Like the sign says, it's barbecue of the cosmos. InterStellar BBQ, that is.
Because it truly is out of this world food.
Thank you.
Truly.
The journey begins here, in a strip mall on Austin's northwest side, with long lines stretching around the parking lot for what some say is the best barbecue on the planet.
It's amazing. It's really, really good.
It's my personal favorite barbecue spot. It's a 10 of 10, that's for sure.
The pit boss here has a legion of fans, including the folks at Texas Monthly, who just ranked InterStellar BBQ second in the entire state.
Chef John Bates is wonderful. He's always pushing the envelope. It's never just the same basic menu.
There's a very high bar for barbecue, especially in the Austin area.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're just trying to find our little niche here in the barbecue capital of the world. So that means you've got to work really hard.
And that hard work shows. Eating here is an otherworldly experience. The food is that good.
Everything happens right here. So right now we've got finishing up a few briskets. They're in the home stretch waiting for their time to come off the pit.
Oh, look at that. The pit crew works around the clock, fire tending a smoky fries, certified Angus beef prime brisket.
Post oak is the predominant wood in this style of cooking, and it's a great wood for barbecue. It puts off the right amount of smoke. It's kind of soft smoke and sweet. It's all about managing the fire.
The end result is nothing short of spectacular.
It's rich, it's smoky, it's fatty, it's sweet, it's salty. It's like all my favorite things in life.
It's delicious. It melts in your mouth.
There's something about barbecue that elicits some sort of an emotional pull with people, right? I mean,
people will stand in line for hours. They will drive all over the state of Texas.
Mouth-watering peach tea glazed pork belly alone is worth the trip here.
That's fantastic.
Definitely one of the best bites that I've had in barbecue, period.
Try the sliced brisket taco with its spicy avocado salsa.
So good.
Like a slice of heaven, each tender bit of brisket begs to be eaten.
Look at the bark on your brisket.
Yep, that's a lot of love right there.
You're not kidding, it's a whole lot of love. Oh my gosh.
With InterStellar's smoke pit right outside the front door, you might say this innovative eatery uses smoke signals to lure customers in.
You can certainly smell it.
It's definitely our calling card. I mean, having a big 1,000-gallon pit in front of your restaurant, kicking out smoke and the smells of brisket cooking is the best advertising in the world.
You can pick any dish here and find a new favorite, like this creamy pimento cheese spread.
I've only had one cracker worth so far, but it's great.
We like the salads, the slaw, the scalloped potatoes.
The mac and Gouda, can't go wrong with that.
John's passion for fresh ingredients and scratch cooking shined the first time we met him here.
So where did you learn barbecue? It's an art form.
It is. I really learned kind of watching my family cook barbecue. I ate a lot of wild game. Me and my dad were avid fishermen and hunters.
So you had a nice background going into a barbecue
I think so.
genre as well.
I really
You
do.
have your family has a fascinating history. You are Texan through and through.
So our family history can be traced back to about 8 or 9 generations to the original Old 300 that came to Texas with Stephen F. Austin.
Who taught you to do something other than barbecue?
Well, marrying a vegetarian helps.
I bet.
I told the team one of our goals was we want to make sides that are just as important to us as the meat is.
Among those amazing sides are these incredible, cheesy, smoked scalloped potatoes.
Yes. How did these amazing smoked Gouda delights come to be?
So you can attribute that to my vegetarian wife as well.
Thank you.
Layers of potatoes with tons of garlic and salt and cream and cheese, all the things that make potatoes great.
Oh my gosh, and smoke.
Yeah, and smoke.
That's phenomenal.
For dessert, scrumptious Mexican chocolate rice pudding, or the creamy, dreamy banana pudding, which some say is the best they've ever had. It may not be outer space, but InterStellar has no shortage of stars.
I think it's the best barbecue place in town.
Whether you live South Austin, North Austin, whether you live in Houston, drive out to InterStellar and see for yourself. It's as good as it looks, even better.
It is well worth a trip no matter where you live in Texas. Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Time for my holiday wine finds. Wow, time flies. Up first, the Josh Cellar Chardonnay Reserve from Sonoma County. Josh is always a consistent quality producer. Chard fans, you're going to love this wine with its hint of peaches, vanilla, and a touch of lemon. Pairs with turkey, risotto, and yes, stuffing. The Josh Cellar Chardonnay Reserve from Sonoma is about $18 a bottle. Up next, A crowd pleaser at a price you're gonna love too. The Angeline Cabernet Sauvignon. This is a lighter style cab that will pair with red or white meat. Its tannins are very soft. The Angeline cab is about $13.98 a bottle. Okay, I saved the best for last. This is the Domaine Drouhin Dundee Hills Pinot from Oregon. This is an elegant, polished Pinot. Beautiful dark cherry flavors with hints of spice. It is velvety smooth. This wine is perfect for any occasion when you're celebrating something special. The Domaine Drouhin Dundee Hills Pinot Noir is $46.98 a bottle. As always, I shop for all my wines right here at my H-E-B. Coming up,
if you want smoky flavor and you don't have a whole lot of time to babysit it all day, this is a great option for you.
Looks fantastic. How to get the smoky flavors you crave right in your own backyard. Get ready to fire up the grill next. Get social with us. Follow us on Instagram at Goodtaste TV. Good Taste with Tanji is brought to you in part by H-E-B. No matter what kind of backyard grill you have, we have got fantastic tips from one of the experts in the state, if not the entire country, Barrett Black here at Black's BBQ. And I have to say, happy birthday. You guys are celebrating 90 years?
90 years strong, all in the family.
Amazing. We've got a wide selection of grills here. Chances are you've got one of these in your backyard. We're going to talk about getting the most out of smoking your meats, right?
That's right.
What are we starting with?
This is a gas grill. This is definitely the most common grill that most people have in their backyard. The best way to get the smoke flavor out of it is with these wood chips that I have right here. You just fold it up, make a little envelope, and then you just poke a few little holes in it with your knife. And then I took off the grate here and I put it directly onto the burners, and then that will start to release some of that smoke and flavor your meat.
What have we got next? The most common, right?
Yes. I've learned this from some other folks. It's called the snake method with charcoal. And so basically you get your charcoal briquettes and you line them up around the outside of the grill. You'll take some lit charcoal and you pour it directly onto this, the beginning of it. Then it will slowly burn through all that charcoal, give you 6 or 7 hours of heat. And you put these wood chunks spaced out evenly on top of the charcoal.
Whatever kind of wood you want the flavoring of, mesquite, hickory.
Exactly. And so that will then flavor your brisket or whatever meats you have and give you a nice steady flavor without having to, manage the fire too much.
Exactly. So it's not just about the burgers and steaks.
That's right.
On this one, right?
I love this thing. It's cheap and you can do a lot with it.
We're moving up a little bit in size and complication, right?
Yes, this is an electric pellet grill. Some people give it a lot of flack for it, saying it's cheating or anything like that, but whichever grill you use depends on what your goals are. We have some beautiful briskets and beef ribs on here right now. So if you want smoky flavor and you don't have a whole lot of time to babysit it all day, this is a great option for you.
Look at that.
Yes.
Looks fantastic. Okay.
Exactly.
The egg.
The egg. These are great for really low and slow or really hot and fast, but there's a little bit more work than the pellet grill. There's charcoal down in the bottom, light just the very middle of it, and I just dial these vents down to where they're open maybe ½ an inch on the top and the bottom, and then I'll take this chunk of wood and I'll just barely put the end of it on that lit charcoal, and then I'll put this diverter plate that you'll need to do some smoking with and put that on it, and then your grill, and then your meat, and then you'll be smooth sailing for probably 6 or 7 hours.
And all you really have to do is monitor the temperature and you control it with the little doors, right?
Exactly.
Look at this. We've got something good in here.
This is a very classic style, Texas style offset smoker. And this is if you're really wanting to dive into the romance, the science, the technique of managing a fire.
And if you have all afternoon, right?
Yes,
or all day.
Exactly. Start with just a nice bed of charcoal on the bottom, and that's going to give you a steady, even heat, and then just add a log every 30 minutes or so, depending on how fast it's burning through. So there's a lot of different ways to do it and get a lot of smoky flavor.
All right, Barrett, thank you so much. 90 years at the original Black's in Lockhart. Thank you. Time now to go back inside the kitchen with award-winning Chef Paul Friedman of the Chef's Table. We want to know, what's the secret to making his one-of-a-kind riblets?
So I've been asking butchers for such a long time if they will just take the rib, which is this rib here, and cut it in half. No one wants to do that for me.
It looks easy enough.
I know. So I've just caved in. I bought myself this dangerous saw, which I don't let anybody use but myself. And I'm going to show you how I make my little riblets. So I'm
All
going to
right.
get started right now. And I'm going to turn it on. Try to be as careful as I can when I put this through.
Absolutely.
And now I'm a butcher. You see that?
Wow.
There you go. And now I have 2 little riblets. This is the end product.
Whoa.
We love to share good taste. Head to our website at goodtaste.tv, where you'll find delicious recipes from top chefs, my latest wine finds, and restaurant recommendations. Plus, you can see all our episodes right here. Don't forget, sign up for our newsletter while you're there. When visiting Houston, the Good Taste team loves to stay at the beautiful Royal Sonesta, right in the heart of Uptown, conveniently located near the Galleria.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us this weekend. Don't forget, all of the recipes you saw on today's show are on our website at goodtaste.tv. Follow us on Instagram too, Good Taste TV. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here next week. Cheers to good taste. Do you really eat eyeballs?
Yes.
Why?
Okay. Why not? So it actually tastes like an oyster. Yeah. That's
like an oyster?
You're gonna have the eye of the snapper for the first time. You'll have to suck around the little glass that's in there, okay? Just close your eyes. It's actually not that bad.
Am I being punked? Is this a joke?
Yeah, you're on candid camera, man.
I get the idea.
All right, okay.
I'm sticking to the fillet.
You are.